Metal Ray Radio.
Hello.
Hi.
And howdy.
This is the Metal Ray Radio podcast. Second one. First one we had like a topic podcast.
Yeah.
This one is just kind of more riffing off of what's been going on lately.
Oh God. We are so underprepared.
Sounds safe.
Well, first thing I want to talk about, and of course we're going to be talking about cartoons a lot because that's that's kind of what we do, and we have another podcast
That's
about
what
it.
consumes our life.
But I have to mention that there was a premiere recently called RWBY.
Yeah.
And anybody who's listened to us before knows that we've talked about RWBY on there as one of the worst shows that was released in 2013.
And it absolutely was, and nothing will change my mind of that.
Have you watched any of it?
I have not seen RWBY. I've only heard this.
Do you know about a guy named Monty?
Yeah, of course.
He made an animated show, anime-based.
They gave him a show?
Yeah.
Wait, but he didn't show he could write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's easy. Man, it's easy.
RWBY is a show that you would expect a guy who made a short called Haloid, wherein it ends with two girls making out because Master Chief was actually a girl.
All right.
That's the kind of show he made.
Yeah.
And season 1 was not very good.
No.
Season 1...
Not very good doesn't begin to cover it, man. This was a phenomenon of bad stuff. Like, just... This is a moment in history.
This is
Jesus.
an example of writing where a character has a bad trait and they learn their lesson, and then 3 episodes later, they unlearn the lesson and relearn it again. Because they hadn't...
It obviously didn't sink in.
But then Season 2 premiered, and I'll always try and be fair when I can. Season 2 was a vast improvement over Season 1.
I actually very much enjoyed. I didn't care for the middle, like the food fight that they had in it. Felt unnecessary, really long. I like that it was there. It made sense that they would be doing something childish, but they built it up way too much, and it went on way too long, and there was no payoff for it. Everything else in that episode was really solid. I liked the opening, like it was good. I did not expect it.
Yeah. And by the way, I guess we should introduce that we have another guest here.
No, it's just hard to riff on something you ain't seen yet.
Yeah, and we'll move on subject soon, but this is Tatsu.
Howdy.
And Evan, of course, and I'm
Hello.
Zach. And one more thing I wanted to say about that, and we'll move on after that. Related to RWBY, there has been a casting at Funimation which is kind of odd. Have you guys heard of the show Fairy Tail?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a character in it called Spike. I don't know like what he does or anything.
Okay.
I guess he's from the later part of the series, but they casted a person by the name of Michael Jones,
Okay.
who a lot of people know as the very rough-talking New Jersey kid from Achievement Hunter.
Okay.
And he plays a part in the later part of RWBY as the very, very original Sun Wukong, who is a monkey that has an extending pole. And of course he's blonde and...
Does he fly around on a cloud?
Exactly. Right now, no one's aware, but the face I'm making right now is probably the same face Akira Toriyama at this moment is making.
As he slowly dies.
Somewhere under miles of cocaine.
Bring me my 15 Super Saiyan lawyers.
They're only Super Saiyan?
Yep.
Each one is at a different level of Super Saiyan.
Yeah, you only turn Super Saiyan once you pass the bar. Standards,
What are judges then?
Frieza?
Yeah, exactly.
So in other news, this is something we'll be talking about in another podcast that we'll be doing hopefully soon. They announced that there's going to be another season of Digimon.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this one is not like the other seasons. Like on Nickelodeon, they're actually currently playing Digimon Fusion, which is based on Digimon Cross Wars, which is not a very good show.
Doesn't sound like it.
I'm going to take your word for it. I didn't watch much
But
of Digimon.
the next season they're making is Digimon Adventure 03, which is a direct sequel from the first two seasons from 2000. To go along with the fact that it's the 15th anniversary of Digimon, they're also selling, like, stuff, like replica
Things?
stuff, and they're selling it at exorbitant prices.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll look it up in a second, but it's... You remember those little Digivice things that have, like, the little battling
The
Digimon?
tiny things?
Yep.
Yeah. The originals?
Okay, they're remaking those.
Mm-hmm.
Time to play the price guessing game. Evan, you first.
$255. If you say $256,
Grandma's shoes,
I will
if
punch
they're
you in
wrapped
the
in
nuts.
banana peels, will make sure you get 10% off your next title.
A bit high. I'm going to say that that's about a $75 guess.
My grandma's shoes are nice.
A one replica Digivice that has one monster in it. $96.98.
Why?
Jesus Christ.
Why?
Dude,
For a blocky
you
Tamagotchi?
can program this on your calculator.
Exactly. Kids are going to spend that money trying to digivolve everything.
Plug it into the we get extra one.
Nothing happened.
I plugged it into my Blu-ray player and it just turned into a PS4 and then it tried to eat the cat.
Hold on, I got to ask something. Sarah! Sarah!
She's not going to hear you, man.
Okay.
She's deep in the mode.
And they're also selling a jacket that is
Okay.
based off a jacket from Season 3 of Digimon. I
Okay.
can't remember the character's name, but it's what Ipmon Digivolves
But the
into.
jacket's what's important. Always was.
Hey,
So-
yeah, this might
so
be a
it's-
fly jacket.
So it's a leather jacket with some fuzz on the top and has a label on the back. Price guess. Evan.
135.
Skin cells. A bag of them. A big bag. Very light. Trash bag. Trash bag of skin cells.
So about $200.
Yes.
$350
Jesus.
for a replica jacket.
You could just rob a Squall cosplayer, guys.
Exactly.
Come on. It's that easy. They're not tough. Why do you think they dress like that?
And what kind of clothing slogan would the Digimon crew have? You're going to hate the way you look. I guarantee it. You'll kill yourself right at the door.
So those two
planning.
pieces of news have happened in the last few weeks, but there's another piece of news that is probably not going to get a lot of press. But
What?
okay, so show called Adventure Time.
Yes.
We all love it.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best shows on TV right now.
Yes.
There was a Q&A recently with Martin and Olivia Olsen, who are respectively Hunson Abadir and Marceline
Marceline.
Abadir, and Tom Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia Olsen was asked the question that probably would not usually be answered in like an open Q&A, but
Lesbianism?
yes.
Ah.
Whoa.
He asked if Princess Bubblegum and Marceline were in a relationship, and Olivia Olsen said yes.
Yeah!
She
Suck
said,
it, fanboys!
She said that in the past, according to what Penn actually told her, so this is like apparently what he says, they were in a relationship throughout the years and they broke up, and that's why they're not very friendly anymore.
Can you have sex with a wad of bubblegum? I feel like 4chan would know the answer to this.
Yeah. Documented evidence, I'm sure.
So, and she also explained the reason why it's not in the show. And
Because
usually,
it's a kid's show?
it's not even that actually. You'd think it's because it's a kid's show.
I just think it's stupid to question a cartoon character's sexuality
Yeah,
in
right.
general.
Well, you got to consider this is also
You
the
guys
character.
seen Bugs Bunny?
Right?
You got to
Jesus.
consider this is the character that has been seen, like, living and having a very intimate relationship with a really shitty boyfriend. So
Yeah, but that's every cartoon character. Look at Beauty and
I
the Beast.
guess so, and I guess
this is the show that has a dog mating with a rainbow unicorn.
Correct.
Who are voiced by half the cast of Bob's Burger.
Man, kind of saved money getting that crew.
They were just in the studio one day. We said we have some crew sandwiches left
Hey,
over. Come on in.
we're trying to yell some obscenities in the booth next door. Does anyone want to help? Oh, yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
but actually, and I'm not even kidding, the reason that they gave for it not being in the show is the reason of international politics. They can't put it in the show because there are certain countries, and this actually, I'm actually being serious here. There are some countries where homosexuality is illegal.
Oh
my
god.
And there are countries that
It's
they have to deal
ridiculous.
with. And they said that they can't put it in there because...
Instead of maintaining our artistic integrity, we'd rather get the money from those people.
Exactly.
I understand.
Well, it's probably not their choice. It's probably
I don't
Cartoon
see
Network
Don
being-
Draper
No, that's
slapping
true.
women every time they offer an opinion. No, we are not doing this shit for the millions.
Yeah, how much do we need the Nigerian market for Adventure Time anyway?
Who knows? Maybe they're the biggest market.
Don't those people steal everything they have?
Yeah, exactly. Just a bunch of Nigerians in there called Adventure Time. Come on, grab your friends.
Only if they're heterosexual.
Oh, you get away with so much when you're African.
What if they were
I love being me.
homosexual? I would never watch that show again. Now, let's go hunt some rhinos.
Remember, come on, grab your friends, only in a heterosexual way.
Wait, what?
Oh, man. Come on, grab your friends.
But remember, this is also a show where there is a character who is literally drawn as a penis.
Yeah.
There's a character named Abracadaniel.
Yep.
Daniel. That dude's hysterical.
He shoots a rainbow through intense strain of his own. Come on, guys. All the lines are there.
Oh, Pendleton did his best. He was just right at that edge every time. He had all of Cartoon Network staff holding him back. And just, I'm going to jump over it.
But apparently
He worked his damnedest.
apparently they are releasing I don't know if it's a tell-all book, but they're releasing an Adventure Time book about the production of the series.
It better be written like it was written by Lumpy Space Princess
Exactly.
from that episode of Gotcha.
We needed funding to work on this piece that was supposed to speak more about Asian Dynasty, but we didn't get the funding, so...
I love that show.
God damn.
Oh, yeah.
So what else is happening?
Well, what else is happening is, well, of course, hate to be a downer, but yesterday, of course,
Robin Williams died.
Robin Williams.
a very,
died.
very good comedian passed
Yes.
away. And
Man who struggled with drugs, depression, bipolar disorder, and alcohol his entire life finally
Fine piece, however.
decided
Yeah,
it was enough.
we're not going
Okay,
to talk much about it just because, well, there's not much to say about it.
Yeah.
But very, very good man died.
It happened.
So
Moving
we
on.
just want to say
Respect.
rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Those demons are no longer chasing you, man.
And the only thing I'll say is we got to see him live, and that's
we did. It was astronomical. It was fun.
we got to see his I think it was like Weapons of Mass Destruction.
It was
tour.
Weapons of Mass Destruction, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a fantastic show. He stopped in Dallas that was what 2008.
This was a while ago,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was.
This was back when I was living in Garland, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got to see one of his shows, and it was fantastic. So
it was good.
So yeah,
The dude was always on top.
That's a lot. That's most of the news that's really come up.
Okay.
I want to talk about because I've been watching through South Park recently
Mm-hmm.
because it's a fantastic show and they're going to be coming back soon with the new season.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the fact at how unflinching they are with some religious topics,
Mm-hmm.
especially Mormonism.
Yeah.
And I've never do we have Mormons in this area?
We have to, dude. It's a major city
Yeah,
in America.
we got a
Of course
few.
there
I
are.
wouldn't say like there's a huge following.
I've never
over
run
here,
into
but
one, but I've
I have.
seen some.
But they talk
Yes, we
they
have.
talk on the show. Like I've always heard that Mormons are not a very good religion, personally between each other, because they have very strict ways of living. But Where does it rank on bad religions?
Bro, their entire religion is about not dealing with problems when they come up. So of course they would have very basically horrible interrelationships.
They're basically like Puritans.
Yeah. I went to a Jehovah's Witness seminar recently. My girlfriend is Jehovah's Witness. Love her to death. Love her family. I don't know how those people live. It's got to be difficult living like that.
Yeah.
What is living as a Jehovah's Witness?
Well, I mean, it's mostly just the same thing as Christian, except that you have to... The way that you present the world is almost through sort of a lens, you know? Which you get the same thing growing... I mean, I grew up Christian, and you get kind of the same thing there, but it's to a level that's like an entire other step up.
An extremity, yeah.
It's not something that you would notice from the outside looking in until you actually took time to indulge in some of their media. They're wonderful people, but they're very protective of what they say to each other.
Yeah.
And it can get awkward.
And of course, from a skewed lens, Mormonism doesn't look much better, but that's, of course, we're looking from...
The outside in.
I'm looking from the South Park perspective of these people are insane.
These people are crazy. Oh god.
And next year coming to Dallas is the Book of Mormon Broadway play.
Oh man.
Wait.
That's gonna do. I wonder how that's gonna get. The response for that is gonna be interesting.
Well, that's the thing though. The response to that is odd because you expect this is an entire Broadway musical that's making fun of Mormonism. How do you think the Mormons would react?
I don't know. It really depends. If they went peacefully, more power to them.
They did, because on the back of the playbill, they advertised the Book of Mormon, actual Book of Mormon.
And see, that's one of the few things I really do love about the Mormon religion. Those people are specifically taught not to be violent in the way they approach things.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah.
It makes approaching them about some of the subjects in their religion a little bit tetchy, but the point is, at least their religion is teaching them to be amicable towards their fellow man.
Well, that's the funny thing. It's like, you almost feel bad sometimes because they're so damn nice.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's like, you're going, oh, your religion's stupid. You believe in a guy who said Jesus was in Wisconsin.
Looked at some golden plates inside a hat, and nobody ever saw him do it.
Dum-ta-dum-dum-dum.
But they're going, okay, you can believe that.
Well, they figured it was good advertising.
You know what it says on the back of the Book of Mormon playbill? It says, you saw the musical, now read the book.
I wouldn't call that advertising so much more as, Jesus, this is real?
Well, it's the same thing about Scientology. I have heard nothing but terrible things from every direction about Scientology.
Oh, yeah.
But people still join it.
Yeah.
It's offering something that people want.
But that's the kind of two differences.
But
they made basically the same episode on Mormonism and Scientology.
Yeah.
They're both...
And two different reactions came about because of it.
Mormons kind of like that episode. Because they call him dumb, but they viewed it in the eyes of what everybody should view South Park. South Park calls everybody dumb.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. They the only person that they haven't made fun of is Robert Smith of The Cure.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's just because they liked him, dude. They used him in one of the early episodes.
No, I like Robert Smith of The Cure, but you can't make fun of Robert Smith of The Cure? I don't believe you.
The dude was a walking cactus.
Exactly. Oh, I'm going to do my hair. And then he walked into a microwave.
Plus, I think you talk about Keith Richards not being there. I don't think Robert Smith actually knows he's past the 1980s. Have you heard him talk in interviews? He actually doesn't seem like he's there.
I'm terrified of the idea of hearing him say
Michael. Michael? You mean Jackson? He's dead. He's dead, Robert. You didn't know this? What are you talking about? He's dead. He was also 50. You know that, right? What day is it?
He believes that's their Fries Day.
We're about to go on tour again. No, you're not. That was 30 years ago.
Eat your pudding, Mr. Smith.
Whenever I'm alone with you. Yes, that's nice. Now go, please. Just stop.
You made this album last year. Hold it in his face.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Just go mumble into a microphone. You'll be alright.
No, we're not trying to turn him into Ozzy.
South Park is weird because it causes weird reactions to people. It's people that should react well to it don't react well at all. Like Sally Struthers apparently was a huge South Park fan until she saw how she was shown on like the Starvin' Marvin episode. And then she said it was the worst show on TV.
George Clooney is one of the first people that made South Park popular back when they were just an internet webisode, Santa Claus versus Jesus. And they've spent he sent it to everybody in Hollywood saying these guys are fucking hilarious. And they have spent their entire career making fun of George Clooney for that exact fact. And he came on and did a voice on their big movie.
Yeah, or no, he was on the show.
Yeah, I don't know if he was on the show. I know he was the doctor that accidentally replaced Kenny's heart with a baked potato.
I thought who played the gay dog?
I have no idea. The gay dog? Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
And Jay Leno was supposed to be on it too. He was supposed to play Third Turkey from the Left in the Evil Turkey episode.
Yeah.
But his...
Such high-end actors. Slowly rolls.
I mean, that's the whole point. They didn't want to make the Simpsons mistake of letting too many famous actors on and then basically making episodes saying, hey, welcome this actor to Springfield.
Michael Jackson's a giant white guy.
Well, no, those are the good ones. I'm talking about, like, Lady Gaga.
No, that's just Simpsons just going downhill in general.
Give them credit. They invited Barry, forgetting names. Barry White to come over. White. Oh, God, they better not have invited Barry Manilow. They got Barry White to help invite some snakes over to the Simpsons house. Saved them from whacking day.
But that's a good part.
Yeah, those are the good episodes. I'm talking like
they don't do that much anymore.
This Lady Gaga thing came out 2 years ago.
That was terrible.
It was bad, dude.
Well, it became a thing where it's like the whole trope of, hey, it's insert here.
Right.
This is their episode.
It's basically saying we don't have to write this episode. We can just...
And we're not going to.
It used to be such a awesome show for social commentary. Now it's just so phoned in.
Well, it's because all the new writers are people who grew up on The Simpsons, so they're writing stereotypes of The Simpsons instead of just writing The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's a shame. The movie was great. The movie was like good.
But yeah, you have like Sally Struthers reacts like that, and
you have not the Muslim religion, but just like 5 Muslim guys on the internet declare war on Matt Stone and Trey Parker because they showed Muhammad in an episode.
Which, by the way, after they said that, and they said like, so you know the episode where they did the whole Cartoon Wars episode, where it's like they talked about that whole controversy.
Yeah,
they continued to show Muhammad on the show without telling anybody.
Yeah.
He was in the intro.
They just keep doing it.
And they kept doing it because someone told him not to.
Yeah. that's the whole point of Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Society treats something as untouchable, so the first thing they do is just hone in on it.
Yeah.
And try to pull some cheese out of it.
You want to know how amazing their power is over celebrity? They got Kanye West to calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made the Gay Fish episode with the full intention of going. They even said in commentary, we made this episode and we waited by our computer to see what Kanye West's reaction would be.
Yeah.
And his reaction actually was, that was funny, and then he did a 3-paragraph explanation of why he needs to get his ego in check.
Yeah.
He said that about himself.
And then he married Kim Kardashian. Good job, Kanye.
Who, by the way...
How you not a hobbit again?
I know she ain't no hobbit.
Which, by the way, Bound 2 is the greatest video ever made.
Well, real talk, though, Matt and Trey really got him to write a full little confession about, my ego's been getting in the way. I should have left Taylor Swift alone. I should have...
You need to stop that sentence before. They got Kanye West to write.
Wow.
Just sit down and write something.
Sit down and write something. It's like,
just
can you do this for a song? Maybe nah, man. That ain't gonna give me dollars. These people want to hear club, drink.
Hold on, I gotta look this up.
Jesus. God. No, come on.
I
Keep
got it.
engaging.
I'm pulling up.
So there's this contest online called Perfect Idol with Christina V, and all these voice actors like, I'm gonna be an idol. I'm gonna be perfect. I'm gonna do a voice acting. And everybody else is just like, yeah, click, done.
Okay.
More or less.
Here, who does a better Kanye impression, you or you?
I don't know what that nigga sounds like.
Here, you want to read this?
That don't kill me.
Can only make me stronger.
Here's his reaction. Read of course, by our professional.
South Park murdered me last night, and it's pretty funny.
You have to do an actual Kanye. You have to do a Kanye impression.
I'm trying to be Kanye. I don't know what that nigga sounds
What can you
like.
expect from South Park? I actually have been working on my ego, though. Having the crazy ego is played out now that at this point in my life and career. I used to use it to build up my esteem when nobody believed in me. Now that people do believe and support my music and products, the best response is thank you instead of I told you so. It's cool talk shit. It's cool to talk shit when you're rapping, but nothing. But not in real life. When you're me, when you meet Lil Wayne in person, he's the nicest guy. For example, I do not believe that. I don't believe that for a second.
Hey, dog, it's cool that we chilling real quick. How about you smoke this blunt wrapped in money and... You're a really nice guy,
I just want to be a doper person, which starts with me not always telling people how dope I think I am. I just need to get past myself, drop the bravado, and just make dope product. Everything is not that serious. As long as people think I act like a bitch, this type of shit will happen to me.
Correct.
I got a long road ahead of me to make people believe I'm not actually a huge douche, but I'm up for the challenge. I'm sure that writers at South Park are really nice people in real life. Thanks for taking the time to draw my crew. That was pretty funny. Also, I'm sure there's grammatical errors in this. That's how you know it's me.
What the hell was that M part? Like, I mean, I know you're trying to be much more humble and shit, but...
No, he try to end the conversation by saying, I'm aware this is the internet and everything I say will be taken into account, whether or not it's relevant to my argument. And thank you for that. Man!
Nigga! You can't even attempt to be humble.
But it's interesting how that's how big of an effect South Park has on society.
Yeah.
They made Kanye West realize that he's a fucking douchebag.
Because they take everything to the extreme and people let them do it. Because at this point, people just know it doesn't matter. They don't care. They're gonna do it. So you might as well let them.
Not to mention, every once in a while, they get away with some pretty legit social commentary. Scientology, you crazy.
You remember in the very first few episodes, the very first Terrence and Phillip episode, the moral of the story was, I think one of the reasons that parents get so angry whenever something bad happens on television is because they rely on television as a babysitter and primary source of information for their children. We just need to stop doing that.
Exactly.
And you mentioned, you made reference to the Hobbit episode, which is one of my favorite episodes. And it made me actually like Kanye West.
That's just a movie about her and her family and about how they live in a hole under the ground. Hang on a minute. Baby, tell me Hobbit, but I've been talking to all these people over here. Are you living in a hole in the ground?
Why are you doing that? Oh, man.
But talking about social commentary, that episode is actually a really good example because it doesn't end on a good note.
Yeah.
It ends with basically saying, like, you're going to get photoshopped. Like, if you're female, you're going to get subjected.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's the point.
You might as well do it to yourself because nobody's going to care about you otherwise.
Jesus Christ. That episode. Ugh. Guy's bringing around a phone with a doctored picture of his girlfriend. Man, look how hot she is when you take some time into making her look fake.
Whoa.
It's easier to see why people are so into documentars.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, we always have to bring those up in every conversation
because they're hilarious. They're pillowcases with people printed on them.
Speaking of horrible anime cliches, convention's coming up.
Yes, it is.
Convention's coming up.
I cannot wait. What do you guys want to do?
Special dose of
Oh, that
weird,
reminds me.
man.
I made a pact with a customer today. I noticed that she had an anime folder in her flash drive, so I asked her if she was going to A-Fest. She said, no, my son put that there. I haven't seen him in a while, actually. I was like, well, if he comes to town for A-Fest, I'll kick his ass and tell him to go talk to you. She was like, that's cool.
I appreciate it. Super. Kick my son down the stairs, no problem.
I appreciate you saying that you're going to beat my son. I haven't done it in a while, so...
Somebody's
I'm
got
sure
to.
he deserves to go for it.
Well, he's an anime fan.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah, of course he does.
He put an anime file folder on his mom's flash drive.
Oh, yeah.
Dude deserves to get his ass kicked. I'm just going to find him. Grayson and I are going to beat his ass. We're going to be like, you know why this is. Call your mother.
I've done that shit to myself all the time.
Kicked
Watch
your
my
ass at an
Blade-
anime convention?
Oh, kick my own ass for watching shitty anime. Blade Queens. What the fuck am I doing to myself?
What? What show is that?
It's just silly Gennaro anime.
Oh.
Don't even worry about it. That's called being stuck in a room with people who think things are cool.
Bleed!
You mean
Nah, dude, this one you'll totally be into. I got a bad feeling you don't know nothing about me.
Hey guys, have you heard of this new show called RWBY? Get out
You're
of my
gonna be
house.
watching some of that.
I'm gonna have to, because I'm used to clowning Monty already. I didn't know they gave him a show.
I just can't get over the how big he's become. You remember seeing Dead Fantasy? You remember what every single person thought about that show? That's all right. One guy made that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the entire clout surrounding him. Was the fact
Yeah,
that it
he's
was
a solid
one person
animator.
doing this.
Yeah. He
Makes
got
him
hired by big companies. He helped animate the Samurai Champloo game.
He did some stuff for Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, and it was fine stuff. And then they gave him a show.
Why?
That's exactly it. So I was gonna ask, you have like any interesting like con memories?
Not ones I'd say on a podcast.
Really, you're not going to talk about the lap dance?
No, I'd love to tell you about lap dances. That's not what it's about. It's just, man, good times at con when there's a lot of people turns into one of those people fucking that all up. Oh, man. If I were to tell you about, oh, yeah, we were in the room and there was parties. Oh, yeah, do you remember that girl who threw up out of the window and it landed right on the con director's face? I'm usually at that party. And
Okay, you don't have to explain anything or anything like that. You just have to answer with a number. How many times has the police been called between when you started going to conventions and now?
I am happily at 0, but I have been to rooms. I've probably been in 4 party rooms that have gone down that I have cleverly evaded. How about that?
I'll accept that.
Oh, this is going south. I'm going down for some water. When's the dog coming back? Freeze!
How many times have you called?
Oh, man.
We got an honest tip about some chain smoking going on in here. You're just downstairs.
You haven't done that before? You never just gotten the vibe at the worst kind of bar and just like, 8 furry people all on one bed. Nope, this ain't for me. This is not for me.
Yeah, that's usually the moment you walk into the party and it's like, oh,
no.
I need to get rid of that friend.
Another numbered question. How many disgusting anime porns have you watched with a large group of people?
Oh, I don't have any fingers left, man.
Yeah, that's getting a little too common.
That's the best thing.
It's not even like
Cantaloupe collector.
It's a private moment. Not anymore.
And what I find weird is that like we haven't done it lately because the only person that would ever do it is a guy named Max.
Yeah.
He would always buy the nastiest porn and then just start playing it on the TV.
That's 'cause
His
They do it look
selection
funny
was
as
pro. Like, he went out of his way. He didn't just pick anything. He made sure.
G-Spot
No. Glorifying train rapists. This is gold. This is too easy.
I actually remember that one. I don't
G-Spot.
remember
No,
that one.
No one forgets something like that.
Where the people just gather in a team to play out.
Yeah.
Who is this?
They all had
sad
each
man?
other's numbers. Hey, you want to go to the train later? Jesus Christ.
Who is this sad man that's sitting in his house taking anime porn seriously?
And look how hard Japan is working to alleviate this problem. Oh man, that's funny.
Oh God.
See, that's why I've stopped like regularly going to conventions.
Because you can't distinguish between the people who are there like, yeah, all these other people are annoying, and the people who are there like, all of this should be happening all the time. Why doesn't this convention last forever? Bro, you need a job.
You need to calm down. Exactly. Like, I mean, I'm there for the weird. I'm totally there for the weird. But there's people who think they have a license to be absolutely crazy, and that brings some pretty awesome special events.
Fights breaking out over costume pieces.
People in their underwear running from police.
Oh,
funny
dude.
shit.
Okay,
man.
I have a story that we can share. Do you remember when it was like outside the rave? It was like 2:00 in the morning on Saturday. You were just sitting there, and I walked by, and like you're just sitting by the door because you were just like waiting for somebody, and I just sat down next to you, and this guy lost his fucking mind.
Yep.
Because I sat there near the door.
Yep.
Dude, straight up, red-faced, yelled at me at the top of his lungs because he said I was blocking the door.
Did you kick him?
It's just like, dude, calm your fucking ass down.
Be like, you want to get outside? There you go. Now you're outside.
It was just ridiculous. Like, I didn't even
Jesus.
respond. I just kind of stared at him for a little bit.
Yeah. How do you react to that?
Con security gives people who often don't have a lot of power for that moment, and oh man, that entitlement. You'll see some pretty strange people.
Yeah, we're normal panelists, and we don't have, like, a sense of entitlement.
We can't, dude.
Because we make fun of
Our
it.
job is about making fun of the entitled.
Yeah.
And it works beautifully.
Yep.
We got people
See
begging
you
us
guys
to be at
next
the,
year.
We've got people begging us to be at the convention this weekend. I'm like, guys, we can't put it together that fast. It's not going to happen.
Well, we could do a repeat of the last one.
Yeah, why not?
It's literally going to be the same stuff.
Just wait for one panel to quit and be like, well, it's our show now. Click.
Yep.
This is why you're all awful, awful people.
Yep.
That's what we should do. We should.
Now we begin making fun of the last panel that was in this room.
What was it? Hang on, let's check the board. It was bronies.
Damn, this is easy.
Just roll the footage.
We have the footage of the actual panel.
This all happened. We just sit there in complete silence.
Wait, this is just footage of what was happening an hour ago. Yes,
Yes.
time on writing. Cut a
Have you
slice.
seen it?
See, we got some tips from the Simpsons writers.
You just sit back.
We sit
Bone
back
it
and
in.
we don't actually even need to make commentary. We just kind of sit back and
Just
watch
clip
it happen.
shows. That's it. Just have an intro and an outro.
That's our subtitle for next year. So you're not gonna say forward the clip show.
The clip show.
I mean, it's funny, like, I just want to be into anime and not be demonized for being analytical. It's so strange. Some of the animes you'll run into are just utterly mediocre, and when somebody goes, what do you think? And you actually make comments on the performance's quality, and whether or not the story was even coherent. You're crossing the line
Our
doing
friend
even
Melissa
this?
got really mad the other day because they were watching the new Sailor Moon, and we just kept talking about how bad it was. Because
was bad.
She got up and left, man. I'm not going to say that it was right of me to do that, because I understand that they were getting together. It's something they rarely get to do, to have these kind of conversations.
Right.
But just, they should know if I'm there, I cannot deal with that stuff. It's ridiculous.
And
just
it's
hard
just
to
difficult,
watch.
yeah.
The new Sailor Moon, by the way, they had 3 years to make the show. They announced this 3 years
Oh my
ago.
god.
The animation should not be as bad as it is.
The show shouldn't be the same show it was 20 years ago.
But stuff like that immediately gives me the because you know that board meeting was like, oh, well, what if we do these things? No, don't do it. It's not worth the money. They're gonna come anyway. They know it.
Yeah.
They're like, why do the extra work? And if that's the way the people who design your favorite show think of you, you should probably do some extra thinking.
Yeah.
I was actually talking with a friend earlier about this, about anime DVD prices. Which, by the way, if you've ever shopped for anime DVDs, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, expensive as all get out.
So expensive.
Volume 1, Attack on Titan, limited edition, $110.
Yeah,
5
suck
episodes is
my
That's a lot of
dick.
money.
That
Well,
is
we went and saw the
ridiculous.
Rurouni Kenshin live action, the first one, when it came to the Asian Film Festival here in Dallas. Good film. Like, not even an anime film, but like an actual film. It was wonderful. I couldn't wait to get it here in America and watch it again. It's $100 to import. Nobody in America carries it.
You've gotta
I'm
be
not
kidding
doing
me.
that shit.
Stuff like that is
That's the
what-
reason people are pirating stuff
Exactly,
around
it
the clock
promotes
online.
piracy.
But I was talking with a friend about this, how, like, because I have a friend up in Ohio. He was talking about how he went to a convention, and they talked about the fact that he went to a panel that said you should buy these DVDs to show your support for the series. And I talked about from an economical sense, there's two types of buyers to show support for a certain product.
Mm-hmm.
There is an obsessive buyer and there's a consistent buyer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obsessive buyer buys everything. They will buy a napkin.
Used by Mike Tyson in 1983.
Yes. Because...
I want that napkin.
It's Mike Tyson.
Well, yeah, it'll probably have a little bit of dribble of the ear on it.
Yeah. Probably did right after.
Probably got the feather of that pigeon.
Probably still has the ear in it.
But... And then there's consistent buyer, which will not buy everything, but will buy the core.
Yeah.
We'll buy the stuff that matters.
Yeah.
We'll try to support the show, but can't really purchase everything.
Yeah.
Because it's not economically
It's just not smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The obsessive buyers, I think, is what's ruining the anime industry.
Yeah.
People that will buy anything, no
In
matter
bulk.
what price.
Well, not just from a buying standpoint, but from a watching standpoint. So many new animes cater to the simplest, most base demographics because the obsessive people are like, it's from Japan, it's got to be awesome,
Buy,
it's got cute girls in
exactly.
it, I'm going to watch the hell out of it and make my life about it. And that's why we have such trouble getting the quality here in America.
And it doesn't speak well for the audience that goes to watch anime, because I mean there are many people that I know are deep film aficionados, and I just whenever I'm sharing art in general or examples of that, I like to bring up animes as is. And to get the eye-rolling response, I wondered where that came from. Go to one con and you're gonna figure
Yeah.
it right out.
That's why I expected to hate the Black Butler movie. I expected it to be a huge train wreck. It wasn't. I wouldn't really call it a successful good film, but it was a lot better than I was
No,
expecting it to be.
that's
and it was
good.
weird because I was standing here around a bunch of these fans who were just squeeing and oohing and awing at every overly referential trope in it. And I'm just sitting here like, there's parts in this that are good, and you people look like you're asleep.
Exactly.
Weird.
Y'all are just waiting for some gelled hair and nice suits. Whatever. If that's all it takes, no problem. We're gonna have another anime about Shunriko and his adventures in high school and defeating his melancholy with his magical powers that he got from his awesome cat. This shit is easy. I can.
No wonder Monty can make it so.
We have a pitch for Rooster Teeth. Let's do this.
By the way, it is produced by Rooster Teeth.
Yes.
RWBY is.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Gotta dip
Yeah.
that. Gotta put that one in the
That's a
hole
team
before
of
it
people,
infects
and
you.
That's what they allow to be out there.
But when you have, but to go back to it, you have consistent buyers, you have obsessive buyers.
Yes. Yes.
Being
sorry,
a
we got
consistent
bit off
buyer speaks to the company saying that you want to support this, but you're also trying to be smart about it,
track. Yeah.
and you're not going to like just do everything. You really want to be,
Buy it because it's there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what the obsessive buyers tell the company is, we don't actually have to make this. We
Yeah,
can
you're
just
just gonna
sell
come anyway.
it.
We just
Exactly.
have to put a picture on it.
Exactly. So they perpetuate fanaticism and reap the rewards. Why not?
That's what happened to Evangelion.
Yep.
Evangelion's on everything. I can buy Evangelion branded razors.
You can buy Evangelion branded McDonald's stuff. Not even just the toys, but just cartons of soda.
But do they have Ava pajamas?
Yes.
Yes.
I need new pajamas.
They have even pajamas, underwear, bras, panties, t-shirts, fucking tube tops, dildos.
While we're talking about anime
Condoms.
themed panties, those Sailor Moon ones, I gotta admit, I would love to see Sarah in a pair of those.
Have you seen those? Yeah, they released a bra and panties set based on the
Making it ace. That's what's up.
It makes me feel like a dirty
You
old
know
man,
what?
and I'm okay with that.
a friend sent
Baby,
me.
don't worry about that.
I had another friend who went to Otakon over the weekend, and I don't know where my phone went. There it is. Sent me a picture of somebody walking around in one of those,
Awesome.
just walking around the convention in one of those sets.
It was John Goodman, wasn't it?
No, one of the beautiful things about that set is they only make it in certain sizes.
Oh, that's
So if you're a fat ass, you can't wear them.
good save. Good
Yeah.
I
save.
beg to differ.
Yeah, they'll still
That's
try.
a challenge.
I've seen a picture. It was really bad. Some overweight dude in a Sailor Scout outfit.
Sarah's mad because her bust is too big to wear. And I'm like,
Oh my
Sarah,
God,
you're
that
getting mad
is-
about the wrong thing.
You got angry at the absolute wrong thing.
That is one of the most bald-faced.
Oh man, my dick's too long.
Gotta wear special underwear.
Why?
My dick's too big.
God, why?
I got a rubber band into my leg. Oh.
Gotta wear a rubber hose for a condom.
Oh, man. And back to the show.
Gotta wear a garbage bag.
I gotta get Hammer Time's MC Hammer's pants and to rob his closet, dog.
I wear hammer pants to work because of this shit.
Had to sew in a third leg.
Just to get condoms. Trojan had to team up with Hefty.
Oh.
It's wearing them
Sent me a
Indian
letter
pants.
about how much it cares about all its customers. It was actually kind of special. Good moment.
So, Metal Gear Solid 5.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
coming out soon.
Yeah. Think it's gonna be $30 for 10 minutes again?
I'm skeptical about Phantoms having the ability to feel pain, but we'll give it a try.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna dignify that comment. That was the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
How does it feel, Dolph, for being on the first episode of podcast ever and being kicked off within 30 minutes?
Oh man, it's no problem. I was expecting 10 minutes. I didn't reach my goal, but I got there.
The point
Not
is
in
you
the time frame I
tried.
admit.
You played.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You made a good attempt.
Yeah.
Get out of my house.
Where's the door?
Good.
Not in a room.
We're actually in like a
A
doorless
submarine.
void. We're underwater right now.
We're all in a hamster ball. It's terrible in here.
So, you mentioned $30 for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I actually wrote a letter to Konami saying, I'm one of the biggest Metal Gear Solid fans that anybody knows. My company is called Metal Ray Productions, named after Metal Gear Solid. And I thought that Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes was the biggest piece of bullshit I've ever heard.
How long did it take them to send you a picture of their balls?
They didn't even dignify with a response.
Motherfuckers. You worked hard for those balls.
Hey, wait, there's a package from Konami. Ah, somebody just farted in this box.
It smells like sushi.
Oh, man. Konami Human Resources, baby.
The inside's just rotting away. It's a giant hole in it.
Hideo Kojima personally sent me his farts.
Probably, plays the danger thing.
$30 online!
Oh,
It's
come on.
DLC.
We want to talk about obsessive buyers. Who wants to buy the box that Kojima farted in because I called him an asshole?
Say what y'all want about Ground Zeroes. That gameplay was killer, short as all hell. That's a good idea. That's
Yeah,
a good direction.
Definitely.
I even said in the letter, there are three things I will say about the game. One, fucking gorgeous. That game is fucking pretty.
From the concept angle, I love the idea of the game just being about one mission. That feels a lot more real to the idea of being in the moment. But just the fact that it could be completed so quickly.
Yeah,
I didn't even play it, and everybody at work was like, "Man,
you said
I'm
10
so
minutes.
angry."
That's not a joke. There's a speedrunner that finished it.
I
in
know.
10
I
minutes.
watched the whole thing.
Man, gotta be better than that.
Yeah, gameplay also very good. And the third thing, it's actually a thing that I complained about in the past, which is the voice acting. Because I complained about the fact that they replaced David Hayter with Kiefer Sutherland. I'm not a big fan of Kiefer Sutherland. I can take him or leave him. But he makes a good Big Boss.
I recall you saying that he actually did a very good job. Yes,
as Big Boss.
Yeah.
He's not Snake.
granted.
He is Big Boss. He's and I think that his voice works as a transformation from the soldier who's been shit on his entire life to the crazy old man who has poisonous Zanzibar hamsters. And I'm not joking when I say poisonous Zanzibar hamsters.
I know.
It's called Metal Gear 2.
I currently have mine pre-ordered. But I think you're expecting too much from the guy who took the sequel to his groundbreaking game and was like, I'm going to put a pretty boy in it because a girl wrote me a letter saying she wanted one. And he did.
he did that to screw with fans.
Oh, Hideo.
Obviously.
That was not funny.
And
It was to me.
Rose, I love you. There are hostages on this thing, and you here going on about your Match.com conversations. Get to motherfucking work. Why did they let your girlfriend on this mission. That doesn't seem like military protocol whatsoever. You didn't figure out it was a simulation by then?
By the fact that she brought up this same subject every time you called her.
She's clingy. She's a woman. What? People will get it. Hideo Kojima, official quote.
Right.
But speaking of Raiden, he's interesting because I've never seen a character that went from the most hated video game character of all time to probably one of the most liked characters of all time. You've never seen Mario go from fucking CDI to fucking Wii.
But that's just because they turned him into a robot, man.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, it was everything people wanted. They were like, oh, somebody needs to whoop the shit out of Raiden. So they're like, oh, okay. And then they whooped the shit out of him, gave him new parts. Okay, yeah, I can deal with this one.
Yeah.
Seems to have grown up and found out you act like that again and we'll beat the shit out of you. Replace your chest with Bugatti parts.
You got it very wrong. Sponsored by Top Gear.
New from Hyundai.
It's absolutely stunning. It's just Raiden turned into a motorcycle.
I'm in horrible pain.
Rose, I miss you. Knight Rider shit.
But I think the biggest lesson we learned with Raiden is the way to fix him is to give him to Platinum Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those people knew what they were doing.
But they can do anything for anybody. Like, I want them to direct the next Smurfs game.
You knew these guys were just having nightmares and wake up. I saw watermelons. I was slicing them in real time. Call the programmers.
It's funny you mention Platinum Games making a video game based on a cartoon. Have you heard their next game? The Legend of Korra.
Oh, they got that. They got that. They can make that happen.
And actually, like, that was the first time I ever heard a Platinum Games thing, and I was actually like, can they do that? And then I saw the gameplay, and it's like, oh, well, they can.
Yeah, they can.
Platinum's on point. They actually, like, dream team of a bunch of, like, Capcom developers with some other guys. Like, I'm trying to remember how the assembly came up, but
a lot of them come from Clover Studios.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, and they did, like, Beautiful Joe, and then it was kind of like, oh, okay, you can't do that one again. Why? Those games
Well, they
were
kind of
awesome.
did. It's called The One for 101.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking fantastic game.
Yeah, like, just no matter what the genre, they find a way to kind of Gurren Lagann super ante it up every time.
Yeah, and I think that's what helps them, is that they don't care.
Yeah, they don't take
Like,
it as seriously.
They had, like, there's a certain idea of what a game should be, and they said, why?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're going to make a game that's in the style of, like, Devil May Cry, like the hack and slash game. It's like, well, we can make that game, but we could also put a system in where you can slow down time and cut up people into 70,000 pieces and then steal their spine and eat it.
Sounds awesome. Let's do it.
While we're talking about video games, I know you're on IGN a lot. At any point, did you come across the post about the Dreamcast 2 earlier?
No, I did not.
I have got to
see
read you
that.
guys some of this stuff. It's obviously all bullshit, but this is the
yeah.
most hilarious shit I've ever read. This was posted on January 3rd of this year. Dreamcast 2 will have a revolutionary new microprocessor. Dreamcast 2 will be 1,000 times more powerful than PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh, so this is a recent thing.
Dreamcast 2 will be backwards compatible with every game console ever made. Hang on. Fuck. Come on.
Dreamcast 2 will actually feature cats and dogs.
Dreamcast 2 will be voice activated. Dreamcast 2 will run games at 15360 by 8640 resolution at 1,000 frames per second.
What the
The
hell?
more you play Dreamcast 2, the more powerful it will become. The first comment after this, in bold all caps, God damn, I'm so fucking hard right now I could fuck my way through concrete.
That's amazing.
So they just start posting pictures of cosplayers being like, this is Dead or Alive on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. This is Dead or Alive on Dreamcast 2, and it's just some bitch in a Kasumi outfit out by a tree. I heard it was so advanced, it can play with itself. I don't know, I just got to bring that up because I love that fucking post. I come back to it every time I'm feeling a little depressed. It's just, it's IGN. This dude just got online and started lying about everything. This dude, then this one guy's like, I'm holding out for a totally sweet ColecoVision X.
Ugh.
Okay.
And then the conversation stopped.
I'll agree with that one. ColecoVision is the shit.
ColecoVision is shit.
Correct.
I heard the Sega Gamecast 2 will be able to process complex scientific algorithms in the background while you playing games to help find cures for AIDS.
Well, South Park already thought of the cure. It's money.
All you have to do is take $37,000, nigga, and inject yourself with it directly.
Best part of that
Gamecast 2.
Best part of that episode, by the way, is they found the cure for AIDS. And then he goes to
They
Africa.
start running around Malawi in Africa just being like, we found the cure for AIDS! All you have to do is inject yourself with $37,000! We did it, guys!
So the last thing I have on here is Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel recently released a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It stars a comedy actor, a wrestler,
Mm-hmm.
a tree, a raccoon, and someone who fucked William Shatner.
Mm-hmm.
Good cast.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet. I need to.
Yep.
This is probably one of the best-selling movies. Actually, just got beat by a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Why?
Why?
Can we talk about that for a second? We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to it, but this is a movie literally starring a raccoon
Yeah.
and a tree
Yeah.
and Dave Bautista, who I'll forgive that.
Don't forget the voice of Vin Diesel.
They also snuck
Vin Diesel.
they got Benicio del Toro in that.
Yeah.
bitch. Yeah, I mean,
Just the voice.
Also, they got Amy Pond and shaved her head.
Really?
You never
Karen
saw
Gillan?
this? Yeah, dude.
Yep. She's still good.
She's one of the villains. and she shaved her
Fantastic.
head.
I am all game for that, man.
What is
DC said that they can't make a Wonder Woman movie because no one would like it.
Yeah.
They said it wouldn't make sense.
No,
Because
that's
no-
untrue. The problem is DC doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Did you see that canceled pilot for the Wonder Woman television show?
I'm betting it was awful.
It was bad. Like, it wasn't even, like, bad in a hilarious way. It was just, I got so bored watching it, I almost turned gay. It was that bad.
What can pass the time? Let's try being gay. Let's give it a try.
It was just boring.
It's funny.
It was sad.
But I just find it funny that, like, and a lot of people make this comparison how DC said that they can't make a Wonder Woman story because they don't think anybody would go and see it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marvel goes, I'll make a movie about a raccoon.
And a
people-
green bitch.
And it will be the best-selling movie of the weekend.
And it was. Absolutely. Why wouldn't it be? Guys, come on.
Yeah, DC
We
writers
loved
have
Marvel
that in the
serious
bag.
stuff, but we are waiting. We know Ant-Man's coming. We know that, what's his name? Edgar Wright is directing it. We
No,
want
he
comedy.
left.
He left?
Yeah.
Aww. The point is, we want comedy.
Yeah,
I'm willing to watch a raccoon and a tree just fight shit across space.
a tree
I'm all over
who only
that.
says one phrase. And Vin Diesel got
Vin
paid.
Diesel plays him. That's
You know-
amazing.
You know how much you got
Vin
paid?
Diesel's voice is not actually him.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
I still love the Iron Giant. Shut the fuck
I
up.
just love the fact that Vin Diesel is like an actual actor, and he's willing to just let people play that card with him. It's like, we don't expect anything of you. You got millions of dollars? Yes, we do. Okay.
No, but he
I'll take it.
he did his job. Though.
Yeah.
He said, like, they're paying me a lot. I might as well do the
Yeah.
best I can. Not only did he record that line over 1,000 times in different inflections just so that it would make sense for using different times,
Yep.
he actually recorded it in 7 languages.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
They got his money's worth.
Because so
out of
now
it.
that they could distribute it like worldwide
Yeah.
and still have Vin Diesel,
Yeah.
so he got like $2.7 million to
And
voice.
you know that dude alone is a box office draw. There's just something about him.
Yeah,
He just
has
seems like a
charisma.
cool guy.
yeah. He
He has charisma.
Which, by the way, speaking of his voice and the fact that he voiced Iron Giant,
Mm-hmm.
you ever been to like the Alamo Draft House?
I have.
It's an Austin-based
I don't
thing. They
think
released
so.
they recently opened one in Dallas,
Oh, that's amazing.
down Richardson, and they have the best prop in the lobby. They have a full-sized hand of the Iron Giant. in the
No
lobby.
way.
Like, it's right next to the ticket counter. It's literally like one of those that you can go up and like stand inside.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's amazing.
And-
Gotta see that.
Yeah, and by the way, next Monday,
Mhm.
and this is not even for the podcast, it's just for us. Next Monday, I'm going to be going there because they're doing a on-screen like like a full screen play of the Warriors.
No way.
That is cool.
No
And
way.
I am saving my money so I can go and see that.
I am
I'm
watching.
bringing 3 bottles. Green, green, green. Shut up, sir. Green, green. It's happening on screen. Green, green.
My favorite scene in that entire movie is when he just breaks that chair in slow motion over that Asian bitch's head. She just falls. And I'm like, they allowed this to be shot in the 80s. This is amazing.
You gotta consider that this is... Warriors is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, literally, my first 2 tattoos are gonna be Warriors on one shoulder, the Rogues on the other.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And this is a movie where a bunch of baseball people painted with painted faces chase a gang and throw baseball bats at them.
Drugs were just so different back then, man. They got the job done for a lot less.
And then the main character went and played Raiden in
Yes! In Mortal Kombat!
Mortal Kombat 2, not 1.
Oh, excuse me. He replaced the original guy. That's an insult in and of itself.
No more souls for him.
And the lady that does the voice, like the voice over the radio that tells everybody where the Warriors are, you know what her last job was before she tragically passed away?
What?
She was the moon on Bear in the Big Blue House.
Aww.
That's adorable.
I hope she told those kids about her sordid past. I hope they're scarred for life.
You motherfuckers better not shit your pants. What's she talking about?
I don't know. Cut to commercial.
A movie
She just went off her meds, man.
A movie that also ends with a knife being thrown to a guy's shoulder, and then that guy being killed by a bunch of black people.
Yep. But it was the Warriors. We're about to give you the blackest beat down you've ever seen, and that's what happened that day.
The screen just blacked out. That's how black it was. Bad puns. That's all I have.
Hey, he shot a dude who said, "Can you dig it?" Really, he deserved it.
Yeah. Oh, I love
I love that actor too. Half of me is convinced that guy wasn't an actor. He just wandered on scene and he was really angry, and they were like, "Put him in every scene."
Which, by the way, that's another one of the great gangs in that movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what?
That was the money you owe. For what? Throw shit at her and they just walk.
Oh man,
That dude did not have an off button. Just amazing.
And
now he's a folk singer.
like this.
Yeah, he's a folk singer now.
He's just a folk singer.
I'll show you one of his videos in a second, but dude,
Warrior,
Just come out to play.
the dude, and I love him because the dude has one of the best like evil faces. Because the dude, like, when I look at him, I picture the embodiment of the word ratfink.
He looks
Damn.
like he shaves with a piece of glass.
Yeah, I just stared at it. I'm like, yeah, that dude's gonna kidnap my children.
Which, by the way, he was the villain in 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. He was also the guy that Arnold Schwarzenegger dropped in True Lies? Was it True
No,
Lies?
it was Commando.
Commando. Remember when I said I'd kill you last? That's right, you did!
I
lied.
Drop. This dude just dies in brilliant ways.
And I listened to a podcast called How Did This Get Made,
Him
and
and
they talk about
Jared Leto.
they talk about the fact that he had made an uncredited appearance in Judge Dredd as one of the gang leaders.
That's
Yes!
awesome.
So he just plays evil, dirty motherfuckers, and he's one of the best people to ever do it.
He was
Oh, no
before we
doubt.
discovered Willem Dafoe.
Capitalized. Man, he's good too.
They both just have that face, man.
Willem Dafoe, I'm convinced that he's actually carved out of wood. I actually am convinced that he is what Pinocchio will grow up to be.
That's terrible. We need to keep that blue fairy far away from Pinocchio. What's that line from that riff tracks? Why is he wearing another mask under his... Oh, it's just Willem Dafoe. It's
Oh,
true.
man.
Jesus. We were going to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Everybody at work comes up to me and is like, Evan, I saw the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did you see it? No.
Good. I was actually really surprised at how bad it was.
Are you guys serious?
I'm not doing any work you give me anymore.
This is the odd thing about
Hey,
Teenage Mutant
Shredder's
Ninja
a
Turtles.
big robot. How's that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, nigga?
Guys, Michael Bay wanted to make the Turtles aliens in the beginning, and the entire world stopped. Stopped turning, stopped whatever they were doing, and said, Michael Bay, you need to shut up and fix it. That was his first idea. You expected this movie to be good or watchable?
He's the only
How
producer,
do
though,
you
isn't
say
he?
that in a
I
sentence?
have no idea how much control he has, but he's Michael Bay. He's not just going to sit back and be like, do whatever.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No. No way.
Ugh.
So that's the weird thing about it. I've actually been seeing both sides.
Really?
And I'm not saying I'm hearing mixed reviews. Because mixed reviews is saying, like, I heard some people say it was kind of good, some people say it was kind of bad. No, I'm hearing two extremes. I'm hearing people say, this is Michael Bay just transformed Ninja Turtles, which, by the way, that's now a term, to transform a franchise.
Oh, God. I love this century. I think we're going to make a lot of progress.
Why are we giving him our old shows?
Because he makes money.
Because he has a lot of
We're not giving him our old shows.
Doug,
The
he's gonna make
franchise holders are giving him their old shows.
There's gonna
Because
be a
they're
new-
old and they want new money.
See, but I
Now
think,
there's going to be a new version of
but
Snorks.
I've also been hearing that there are a lot of people
Mike
that like it a
Bay.
lot.
Really?
And not because it's a faithful retelling of
Can
Ninja
they?
Turtles. It's
I mean,
not,
can they articulate why?
Well, they actually can. And
Okay.
I know you're kind of trying to make a joke about people. that
Well,
are-
no, I'm not. I'm seriously asking.
It's because, and like I said, it's not because they're trying to say it was a faithful retelling of Ninja Turtles.
Obviously,
It wasn't.
wasn't.
But they're saying that for a film, for like an action film that's just a lot of fighting and a lot of what Ninja Turtles at their core are, which is just people beating people up, it's a pretty good film.
Yeah.
It's a very good action film.
Well, I mean, and I will talk shit about Michael Bay all day because I'm American and I know what I'm talking about and I can do that. But I liked Transformers. I watched it. The only problem I saw with Transformers 3, which was a terrible film, was that it was too long.
Yeah.
That was it.
Transformers 2 put big wrecking balls in my face and wanted me to accept the fact I paid $9.50. No!
You don't
I'm never
find that
forgiving
amazing?
that. That was terrible. Mudkip and Flap, or whatever their names were, that was the worst thing to ever put on screen ever. It made me very ashamed to be black. It was terrible. Nah,
But the
I
point
have
is,
a
I
hard time
understand they're
forgiving Michael
good.
Bay for much.
They're good shouter fests. They're good for just sitting back, eating a lot of popcorn, and watching stuff happen.
They're popcorn.
I understand that.
I just have a feeling other films did it better in that category.
I don't imagine
as
people
well.
going back and watching the entire Transformers series like 10 years from now and talking about, oh man, I love this series. It's such a classic.
Exactly,
It's not
yeah.
going to happen.
I'll admit, it's probably better than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
That's just unfair.
You
though.
had your work cut out for you.
Like, and
I'm pretty sure Chuds was better than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
that's the one thing I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna call out some of the fans of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Blah, blah, blah. I wasn't an original fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I can't really say much. But the ones that are sitting there saying that Michael Bay is destroying the lineage of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Oh.
they already did that themselves.
Yeah, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that we know are a horrible bastardization of them in their original form when they were violent maniac killers. That's what they were. I mean, that's just how they were drawn.
You know what happens at the end of Volume 1 of the comic book?
What?
They straight up kill Shredder.
Yeah.
They murderize him.
It's just like how
They
our...
were ninjas. Did y'all think this was gonna end in decent? Yeah, we got you. Take him to ninja jail so he can go through the ninja litigations. No, he's gonna die.
Hey guys, I brought pizza! Alright! Tubular! Let's skateboard!
Mutant Ninja Turtle.
It's the same thing with Batman. When Batman was first drawn in the 50s, he killed every villain he came across within a few panels. Every
Amazing.
single one of them
You know
died.
what was on his utility belts? A gun.
Yeah! He straight shot people, dude.
He's getting away, Batman. Wow.
I'm pretty sure that giant penny just fell on a guy. Not even maybe a villain, just a dude who was in the way. Batman was like, scrape him off, put it in my basement.
Batman, who are you? It's not who I am, but what I do that defines me. And then he shot more people. Blam, 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 blam. A murderer. Blam, blam, blam. I am the knight. And he took off. This sounds like an asshole.
And he is. Like, even now, he's a huge asshole.
Oh, yeah. Do I look like a cop?
But no, I'm not expecting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to be a faithful retelling of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I remember being a fan of the films. I don't remember what the hell happened on them. I just remember from the age of like 4 to 8, I watched them at least once a year. Because I loved them.
No, I feel you. It's just, how strong was that criteria?
Yeah, right.
Back then.
So, who would you consider, like, the platinum games of movies? Like, is there anybody that you would say, like, you can give this guy any movie, and
Trigger Studios is the anime studio, similar to
definitely.
Platinum
Yeah,
in that
they're
sense.
definitely-
I cannot wait to
And
see
then
them.
there's
Just
like-
very good at creating over-the-top stuff.
and then there's, like, guys like Suda51, who are also video game makers,
Yeah.
also make just games that are out of this world,
Yeah.
and also end up being really good.
Well,
Yeah.
you say the Platinum Studio, so I'm automatically thinking, okay, anybody who's a box office seller needs to go out of the list, and then it's hard to decide because you don't follow directors that you don't know well.
Who directs Sin City? Like, he does that.
Frank
right?
Miller.
Frank Miller.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think he
but
made
he-
it. I don't think he directed it.
He has some hand in its production. I don't know if he's
I
the
can
director,
imagine, yeah.
but it's presented as
No,
his
but
piece
not
of
Frank
art.
Miller, because he
Yeah.
made The Phantom.
So?
Do you remember that movie?
No, I
That
never
movie was
saw it.
awful. That was
okay,
the thing
yeah,
with
yeah,
Sam
yeah.
Jackson,
Sam Jackson, yeah.
as the octopus.
No, that's the Spirit.
The
not,
Spirit.
Not the Phantom. The
Fuck.
Phantom
Yeah.
is with Alec Baldwin.
No,
Oh,
he made the fucking Spirit, and the Spirit was awful.
I loved that comic book too. I discovered that comic book when I was in middle school. When I heard that they were making a movie, I was like, yes. Then I saw the trailer, and I was like,
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
well, I'm going back inside.
Pretty ladies in noir.
Okay, here's one name that can make any movie. Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
can probably make any movie.
It doesn't matter what it's about.
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright's good.
I will watch anything by him.
He made... Was he Scott Pilgrim?
Yes, he was Scott Pilgrim. He was Scott Pilgrim. He was Shaun of the Dead.
He was Hot Fuzz.
He was Hot Fuzz. I don't think he was.
Yeah.
He may have been The World's End.
And I'm asking because another franchise has been announced to be rebooted. It's not a film series.
What franchise?
Called Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking, who could make that and actually make it well? And I'm thinking,
Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese. Dude can't make a film under
Here's
3
the
hours.
idea. At the end, they all just pull out guns, swear, and ice each other. Done. David James Franco just starts killing everyone on set. It's not a movie. It's a snuff film. They just roll the cameras.
And just show, like, the Megazord just rolling a pin of dough. And fade the credits.
Directed by Martin Scorsese. Everybody stands up and cheers. 30 Oscars just fly out of the wings right
Thrown
at
at
the
the
screen.
screen.
Are you sure? Because the last movie he made had Leonardo DiCaprio, and he didn't win anything.
Shut the hell up! Get out of my house!
You speaking
I'm
of
sick of
Shutter
that joke.
Island, or
Or no, Wolf of Wall Street.
still haven't seen it yet?
Me neither. I need to.
Yep.
That movie was fantastic and said fuck so many times.
What's
Yep.
the two most current movies I've seen was Godzilla, which is a good kaiju film. If you're not a fan of kaiju, I don't really see you getting anything from it. And X-Men: Days of Future Past, which was good. A lot better than First Class, which was a good movie.
Yep.
Latest movie I saw was Snowpiercer.
I've not even heard of that.
That is an American film made by a Korean director starring Captain America.
Is it awesome? Please tell me it's awesome.
It's
Aw.
it's a Korean action film, so it's awesome in that way.
Okay. That's all I require of it.
Yeah, it's
The moment you said
you're gonna-
Korean director, I was like, this better be balls crazy
Yeah,
stupid.
because I'm wondering about the language barrier issue between Chris Evans and this.
Okay, I'll admit, like it's a dystopian film, so it's gonna end the same way all dystopian film end.
Bittersweet.
It's gonna say like, oh, fucking everybody's dead, whatever.
Yeah.
But it does have some really kind of awesome moments in it.
Cool.
One moment I'll admit, because they're on a big train. This is a train that goes around the world, and because the entire world froze over, because a person had a solution for global warming, and it just froze the world. So now everybody that's left is now on this train, and the train is separated by class. Like you have the low class people who can't afford anything are in the back, eating protein bars, which are kind of like jelly things.
Okay.
And then you have the high class people who can eat whatever they want up in the front.
And you have the one high-class dude who's still choosing to eat the jelly slugs.
So
Kick
you have
him
the
off the
people in the
train.
back who are trying to rebel and get up to the front and
Yeah.
take over the train to equalize everything. There is one point where they get to a train that has a bunch of people with axes.
Mhm.
Like they're basically a guard, like a selection of guards with axes, and they get into this gigantic fucking fight scene, just fucking people killing each other left and right, and then everybody just stops because this really kind of like disgustingly evil lady who has like these really horrible buck teeth and who's like
So a British woman?
yeah, British woman. Like, I'm serious, British woman.
Okay, I know!
She basically stops them all and says, the tunnel is coming up. And then all the guards put on, like, night vision goggles.
Oh!
And then she just picks up the thing and says, 74% of you are going to die. And then they enter the tunnel, and they just start massacring the people.
Damn.
Class warfare.
But her calculation, how did she get that number? How did...
You're going to have to watch the movie to find out.
75, it was 74.
Bill will definitely swing just like this. And that's gonna get at least 3
Frank's
to
got a
6.
limp,
I'm
so
not
I think
joking.
he's gonna pull his punches a little bit.
I'm not joking. There's actually a reason that she says 74%.
Oh my god.
It's actually as part of the story.
Okay. Well, we're talking about new movies. There's a movie out called Lucy. I've been hearing about a lot of people working to talk
Oh,
about.
don't even get
About
me fucking started.
well,
on
let
this.
me. I have not seen it. I don't know if it's good. I've heard any amount of things from it being like literally shit scrawled onto a film strip to being gold scrawled in a film.
I'm not
strip.
even talking about the how the movie is. I'm talking about the premise.
No, that's what I'm about to talk about.
Yeah.
Let me just get this out of the way. Yes, this is a popular premise, the idea that we only use 10% of our brains. It's not true. Every person on this planet uses 100% of their brains. We only have a conscious grasp of a certain amount. 10 is an arbitrary number that was thrown out. I'm kind of sick of seeing this premise. No, you're not going to gain psychic powers if you suddenly know how to access all your memories through your hypothalamus. It's not going to happen.
It's just not how it works.
The premise of 10% of your brain comes from the fact that
Hippocampus. Is what
That,
it
like,
is. Excuse me.
that's about how much of our memories take place in our brain.
Yeah.
But then there's like the part of the brain that moves your body, the part of the brain that makes you think of complex situations.
It's all up there for a
your
reason. We don't have any
subconscious
vestigial organs in our head, with the exception of our wisdom teeth. I'm
Yeah.
correcting myself on that. But it's just, they're like, oh, suddenly you're going to take this pill and the other 90% of your head suddenly going to stop being dead weight and you're going to learn how to lift lamps with your fucking mind.
The
It's-
vestigial means like useless. Right?
yeah, that's, your appendix is vestigial.
Yeah,
your
I'm about to
wisdom
say,
teeth are
that's the
vestigial.
only other part
They're
I
things
forget.
we've evolved past needing. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like, you know,
I hate that fucking premise. Yes, we only have ready access to to roughly about 10 to 15% of our memories, but they're all there. We can access them if something jolts us. The rest of your brain is necessary. Don't go cutting 90% of it off just because somebody tells you don't use it. And certainly don't take a pill that somebody says will make
Yeah,
you
but
use
if
100%
you're
of
falling
it.
for that, you're the same nigga that probably went onto your third-story balcony and said, you know,
I can
free
fly!
your mind, and fell all the way down straight into a barbecue grill.
Frank.
Jesus
I have
Christ.
no mercy for anybody who can't interpret something just being utterly fallacious.
And the last movie I'm going to talk about before we end off here. It's a movie coming out called Birdman.
Yeah.
I wish it was about Harvey Birdman.
I know, right? It's got Michael Keaton in it. I don't know how this is going to go down.
Have you seen the trailer though?
I have not. Is it out yet?
They released a trailer for it at last Comic-Con. This is probably one of the most fascinating movies I've ever.
Well,
I've
it's
ever
about
been.
an actor, right?
It's about a guy who used to be a superhero,
Yeah.
and he retired, or he is kind of like in a semi-retired state, and is now being threatened by a new superhero.
Mm.
And you know, you'd usually think of that like Batman versus Superman. Oh, it's going to have a superhero fight. No, this is told more like. This is told more like Wolf on Wall Street.
That's
This is about
good.
like.
Usurpation.
It's
yeah.
almost like a political drama about two superheroes.
Well, it's not a
That's
hard way to
clever.
see it, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I mean, it
can't
would
wait.
affect their lives the same way. I mean,
Yeah. And we'll watch the trailer here in a second. But yeah, it's a really fascinating
Oh,
film.
one more thing I want to talk about. Ben Affleck Batman. I'm tired of people talking about how he's going to be terrible. We don't know that. He
We
might be
don't
great.
know that.
We said the same thing about Heath Ledger being the Joker before we saw that trailer. And then we were like, this is going to be amazing. Give the guy a chance. I personally think the Batman vs. Superman movie is going to be bad, but Zack Snyder's directing it, so it might at least be watchable and passable.
Who's playing Superman?
I don't know. I haven't
Gonna be
looked
some
into
awesome
that.
slow-mo
I just
scenes.
haven't really been invested in it. Wonder Woman's supposedly going to be in it.
Yeah.
They've released concept art or something already
Yeah.
for her.
Don't
I just don't think it's going to be good. I mean,
No, they released a picture of her.
that's
And
right.
she's
yes.
dressed in all black.
Yeah. So that was an actual, like, produced, finished... I thought it was concept art. I was like, they can't have approved this. Yeah, I'm calling it now. I don't think it's going to be good.
Probably
I
not.
just don't.
Okay, and actually, that's the big thing. It's so I've talked to a lot of people, trying to collect my thoughts. I've talked to a lot of people about this, and a lot of people agree on the same thing. It's what they're trying to do is the Avengers without any of the build-up that Marvel did, because Marvel took the time to make like 4 films before they made the Avengers.
Yeah.
And they made sure they were good, solid films. I watched the Superman film. It's not bad. It's just hard to relate to. So I'm actually expecting Ben Affleck to be a good Batman with what they have written, but I don't expect the film overall to be enough to carry it.
Yeah,
I just don't. That's my 2 cents.
yeah, basically. But yeah, they made like 4 films to build up to the Avengers, and DC basically said, we want to make a film that's as successful as the Avengers, but we don't want to make like 2 more Batman films, another Superman film, a Wonder Woman film, whoever the hell Martian Manhunter is, The Flash. No,
But
To be
frankly,
fair-
maybe that's just to make sure that they don't look like they're just utterly cloning Marvel's strategy. I mean, you don't know how they ended up writing this at Batman and Superman.
Granted, and I'm willing to give it
these
that.
people aren't idiots. These people hire people like Alan Moore and Christopher Nolan. I'll tell you right now, Christopher Nolan will easily give most of those Marvel directors a quick run for their money. Dude is smart as hell.
yeah,
Granted.
Consistently
But again-
makes good film.
same company that said Wonder Woman can't be a successful film, and banned their writers from ever having a gay relationship in any of their comics.
And the same company that made the Green Lantern movie.
It's just weird.
Which had one of the saddest villains in it, by the way.
Green Lantern.
He wasn't motivated by greed, power, or money or anything like that. He just wanted his father to appreciate him. And he dies in the end. And who weeps for him? Nobody.
Nobody.
That's bad villainy. It was just a guy who wanted to be loved. And he died.
Yep.
Not a good film.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
I think we're done.
That's the way.
Okay. Bye bye.
take care, guys.
Metal Ray Radio.